All right, so I was in the middle of doing an Arc Raiders video, and guess what? Arc Raiders just posted this right here, the 2025 roadmap for Arc Raiders, what we're going to be getting next. So we're going to go over it right now, and then I'm going to rotate into the video that I just edited because there's a bunch of brand new responses from the dev team, talks about patches, all sorts of stuff. So, but anyway, on to the 2025 roadmap. Take a look at this. So ongoing, first and foremost, we have new map conditions, of course, new feats and trials, new cosmetics, quality of life updates, and more. But in November, we're going to be getting something called the North Line. We're going to get a new map, Stella Montis, community unlock event, new arc, that's a Matriarch and Shredder, new gameplay items, and new quests. Then in December, we're going to be getting Cold Snap. We're going to get Snowfall map condition, Flickering Flames event, Expedition departure window, new Raider deck, new quests, and more. And that is what we can expect for the 2025 roadmap. Not looking too shabby right there, and I'm kind of curious to see what happens in 2026. Hopefully we get even more new maps in rotation. But anyway, let's get straight into the video that I just created. All right, so here we go. Yes, we just got a bunch of brand new updates about all things Arc Raiders, some brand new dev responses, a new hotfix which actually addressed some core issues with the game, but also stirred up some even more problems, some actually hilarious issues there. But yes, the dev team gives some new updates about that as well. And also, one major problem has been noticed by the community, and this could potentially be a long-term problem for the game. What can Embark do about this issue? We're going to dive into that as well. And as always, I'm going over your top comments, and I have some tips and tricks in here as well. So let's start out with some very, very good news. Again, this bodes very well for the future of Arc Raiders. Check it out. We got 264,000 concurrent users on Arc Raiders on Steam alone within a 24-hour period. This is wild on launch day. That's a Thursday, by the way, not even the weekend. And I cannot wait to see what happens with the numbers as we head into the weekend. And I actually just refreshed this, by the way. Look at this. 200,000 players online right now already. Absolutely insane. But you know what? We did get an update for Arc, and it was kind of more of a hot fix, and we got the notes right here. And there's some important stuff in here, you know, fix an issue where the augment effects didn't work. They also fixed the robotic proximity voice, which some people were actually bummed by. They also fixed some graphical errors in Epic settings, which I did notice. That was a pain, so hopefully when I hop in today, I can enjoy the game to its fullest. And they also did mention some improved lighting in some areas. I wish they would note what the areas are so we could see the difference, but we'll have to find out for ourselves. But anyway, I'm going to throw those patch notes down in the description below so you guys can read them for yourselves. They're kind of more minor, but it did actually stir up some problems because we did get an immediate response here. Anyone else not able to crouch? I am, but it automatically makes me into a T-pose emote of some kind. Kind of annoying, but I'll prevail. I just won't sit still while crouching till they fix this. And yeah, there was an example posted, an actual video here. This is on PlayStation 5. Let me know if any of you guys actually went through this. As you can see, this is a pretty wild bug to have as part of a hot fix. Now, the Embark team did respond about this issue, and this is how they've solved the problem, at least so far. They say this: in order to address the animation issues that some of you were experiencing, we have to roll back a few of the changes that we introduced in the hotfix earlier. We will include the fixes again in a future update for features we need to roll back. So, fix an issue where the augment effects didn't work, fix a bug where the augment effect wouldn't work when equipping another quick use item, and then added charge progress hint for integrated shield repair, and they addressed a bug where the health regen augment skills wouldn't work if triggered while down but not out. So they're also actively working on rolling out the update on Xbox, but there will be a delay. We'll keep us posted as to what's coming up here. So yeah, there's the news about what's going on with the patch and the hot fixes. Now, what else do you guys think potentially needs to change for Arc Raiders? You know, I myself, I've been really enjoying it. I haven't dived too much into what needs to change and what not needs to change. I'm still a little worried about the streamer community giving their opinions and Embark kind of caving on some things. So I'm really right now hoping that overall that Embark kind of knows to go hands off with this a little bit, give us some time to really embrace the game right now and enjoy it first and foremost. Now, also, there was some controversy from the full release of the game. We really didn't get an idea of what to expect regarding the Battle Pass prices and a lot of the shop prices, but now the community is in the know, and this is what they had to say. The prices are a little spicy, right? Seems like they used the finals pricing as reference, but forgot that this one is not a free-to-play game like the finals. So yeah, a lot of the community feels pretty bummed about the direction they've headed in with those prices. And furthermore, this post goes on to say this: I thought $10 worth of coins would be enough to buy the skin, not the bundle, just the skin. I mean, I want to support them and I like the cosmetics, but I don't know, maybe buying just the battle pass, assuming it has a $9 to $12 price, seems like the smarter way to spend instead of buying coins. They're going to have like big sales periods at the very least, or consider lowering the price with these bundles because they're just too expensive for a price game. You know, it is a $40 game. It's not a $70 game, but I do wonder how many of you bought the deluxe edition version, by the way. Sound off in the comments down below. But yeah, in my opinion, these prices absolutely need to be adjusted going forward. And the crazy thing to me, I feel like they would make more money if they were to adjust the price, you know, to a lower amount. But how much would you guys be willing to spend on bundles or skins? Sound off in the comments down below. And also, someone did note this as well, and to be honest, compared to the finals, the fact that entire costume comes in one piece with some minimal customization rather than pieces you could slap on later and recombine with other stuff kind of drags value down for me. So I think that Embark is really going to have to also fine-tune customization as well. And the community has been diving more and more into the game, and they have some actual real good feedback here that I think is great quality of life improvement stuff. So check this out right here. Let us turn in items into hideout upgrades while we don't have all the necessary items for the upgrades, so the items don't take space in the stash. So you can see he gives an example of being able to turn in, you know, your power cables, electrical components, and, you know, Hornet driver here, and store them in the Gearbench 1 upgrade instead of having it lingering in your inventory taking up space. He says would be a great quality of life to let us input items into the bench upgrades, not only when we have all the items collected, but when we have some items collected. For example, I have 1 cube in my stash. When I need 5 for the upgrade, it should be possible to insert the cube into the bench for the upgrade, and not just when I have all 5 for that. This should be applied to quests too. Let us turn in quest items not only when we have all the quest items collected. I haven't ran into a quest where I need to turn in stuff, but just in case. And we got an amen from the community right there. A lot of you guys want to see this as an actual quality of life improvement. So yeah, hopefully Embark listens on this one. I'm sure that they are taking notes. But also, some players did notice that the game isn't communicating certain materials to you correctly, and you might actually be throwing away stuff or breaking it down when you shouldn't be. So check it out right here. Embark, I think you mean can be recycled or used to upgrade crafting stations. Here is a great example. It says rusted tools. You can see can be recycled into metal parts, but it can also be used for Gunsmith 1 to upgrade this workshop station. So yeah, this needs to be updated badly, or players will accidentally break down parts, recycle things that are super useful in the game. So if you guys actually do notice anything else that's like that, please leave a comment down below. I'm quite curious to see if there's anything else going on with the game. So yeah, this definitely needs to be adjusted. In fact, you know, people are like, hey, you know what? Yeah, it's a little bit annoying having this in the game, especially if you are more on the beginner side of things. I think by now a lot of people, for the most part, might understand what to do with crafting materials, what should and what shouldn't be broken down. But there's one thing that you definitely do want to hold on to, but how do you find it? Take a look at this. For those looking to upgrade their chicken, here's where I found apricots and lemons on the first 2 maps. So this is fantastic here. I'm going to throw this link in the description below so you guys can save it, but you can see here is the first map, of course, and the circles where you're going to want to head just above the testing annex and to the east of the control tower. And then we also have apricots and lemons right here. You can see it is going to be in basically the center of the map. So you're going to have to let other players know. If you're soloing it, hey, you know what? Don't shoot me. I'm just here on a mission. Can you help me out? And mentioning that, I've been playing a lot of solo in this game as well. And let me tell you what, it is quite the experience. And a lot of you guys have been doing the same. And also we have shout out to all the day one friendly raiders. Have been playing solo pretty much all morning. Have died 2 or 3 times, but otherwise have been extracting with up to 3 random people in the elevator each time. Shout out to all the legends willing to chat before blasting. And it's been such a unique experience going into these rounds, never knowing what you're going to expect. And for the most part, I've been able to find some, random players that are willing to team up, or at least temporarily team up and do a ceasefire while they're doing their mission. And then more recently, I was shot in the back, and that was a huge wake-up call. I kind of realized, this is still a PvP extraction, PvE hybrid type game, so you got to be careful. But a lot of players are really embracing the solo day one experience. It's been positively incredible, according to, of course, Dreluk right here. And, we've also seen some players managing to get 9 randos together in unison. Life is beautiful. That is crazy. That is badass right there. That's what I'm talking about. But the big question is, will the tide shift? Will we see more griefers as we go? Will we see more campers at the extraction points as the game moves through its lifespan? I'm so curious to see how the community evolves, or if we're going to see the same thing throughout the entire lifespan of this game. But overall, one of the best weapons you have right now in ARC Raiders is simply talking to each other. So this post points out, I noticed something game-changing and wanted to share it with you. People who don't want to be shot on sight need to start acting more like they would in real life, more naturally, if you catch my drift. When you enter a building and don't know if anyone's lurking around, just throw a casual hello, anyone in there, want to team up. It almost always breaks tension that otherwise leads to escalation when someone hears footsteps. Also, pro tip, pointing your rifle at someone while yelling friendly obviously sends mixed signals. Maybe just holster instead. A bit of trust goes a long way. Yeah, that's also a really, really good point. And remember, don't forget about the interactive wheel, of course, because maybe you're just too tired to put the mic on or whatever. You could still use that wheel. It is super useful to be able to say, hey, don't shoot, or hey, how about we team up? That wheel has absolutely been a lifesaver for sure. All right, so now it's time to go over your top comments. Remember, leave a comment down below. It could end up in a future video, but let's see what you guys had to say on my most recent ARC Raiders video. Check it out right here. I can't wait to play the full game. The slam was awesome. Good luck out there, Raiders. And this was before the game dropped, so I'm kind of curious about the comments here. So let's get in here. It says, am I the only one who loves how Sritzna's menu presentation works? I love it, and some of you guys want to see it evolved into a complete hub space, but there's another part of the community that wants to keep it simplified as a menu, and I also understand that as well. So what option would you guys like to have, or would you like to see both options? But I've been seeing a lot of noise around, hey, I would love to see a social hub. Check it out. Even if it's just me and my squad, getting to show off guns we found or skins we acquired, etc. would be awesome, especially while another squad mate gears up or sorts his stash while we're all ready to go. The cycle did this and it was fun. They could even expand it into guilds where you and maybe up to 15 other players can walk around in an area just for you all. And there's some really cool potential customization options you could add to the hub, even more reasons to get out there and explore. Maybe you can get crafting materials to craft some really cool banners or add furniture to your hideout. I don't know. There's so much they could do with this social hub. So yeah, I'm for it. I think it would be really, really cool and add more personality to the front end of the game. But anyway, there it is. The latest happenings around ARC Raiders. Stay tuned here for more news and updates. I have you guys covered. Thanks guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Take care.